my dear friends. I hope you are doing great. So, today, my dear friends, I'm going to start with another interesting class on the strings. Okay, so firstly, let me just tell you what a string is. So, string is, you can say, simply a data type that stores sequence of characters. All right, my dear friends, it simply stores the sequence of characters. Okay, so firstly, let me tell you about how we can take input in case of string. Okay, so firstly, from here, let me just create a new Python file. Let's say the string.py. All right, and let's just move to this code part. Okay, so in this case, I can simply say that the first thing is you can say, let me take an input of the string. Okay, let's say I will write over here str1 is equivalent to, firstly let me just explain to you how we can take inputs. Okay, so this is my string. All right, so this is my first input in string. I can take the input by using double commas. Okay, another way, let me tell you, this is my string 2. In this case, I'm going to take input my string 2 is this, or I can say that it is my string 2. All right. So this is the string 2 input I have taken. And in this case, I'm going to use the single commas. All right. Single commas I'm going to use. Then I'm going to take another input that is string 3 by using triple single commas. In this, I can also take my input. So this is my, let's say, string 3. All right, so that is how in the three ways we can take inputs in the string, and I'm going to print all these. So print, firstly I will run str1, then I will do print, and then I will do simply str2. In the third case I will do print, simply I can say that str3. So these are the three ways I can take the input, and then I'm going to run my code in this case. And you can see that these outputs I'm getting, this is my string, this is my string 2 print, this is my string 3. All right, so that is how it works. Okay, so now let me just tell you about this is what I got. Okay, so why we are, the question arises, why we are using, single quotes or double quotes? Why can't we use only single notation to take input in Python? So let me tell you, my dear friend. So in this case, let's say I'm using double quote. Okay, so you can say that I'm writing the sentence that this is Suzanne's book. Okay, so this is Suzanne Suzanne's book. All right. So I have written like this. This is Suzanne's book. So in this case, I can simply say that this is my Suzanne's book. But if I will write over here, let's say I will use single quotes outside. Let's say I use single quotes notation outside. So then it will read the string till this point. This is Suzanne, and this part will not be read by the Python, and this will simply give me an error. Okay. So in the case in my sentences when I'm using single quotes, in that case I have to use double quotes for the string symbol. I hope, my dear friends, this is also crystal clear to you. And then if I will use, let's say, double quotes inside my braces part over here, then I should use single quotes outside. I hope this point is also crystal clear to you, my dear friends. So that is why we use double quotes, or you can say the single quotes, or you can say triple quotes. I hope, my dear friends, this was also crystal clear to you, and it was also clear that how we can, take the string inputs in Python. Okay, my dear friends. So now let's just move forward. So now let me tell you about the string operations. So there are various string operations which we can perform. The one is the concatenation. Okay, just like in mathematics, if you will do it like this, it is 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Okay, my dear friends. Similarly, in case of string, if I want to, like, you can write, if I will write hello plus I will write world, so it will simply print out hello world for me. Hello world, this will be the new string that will be created. All right, so hello world is the new string that is going to be created in this case. So let me just tell you about how the concatenation works in Python. We will do the concatenation by using this plus symbol, and then we will store our result of the concatenation in, you can say, the another string. Also, let me tell you, my dear friends, one more interesting operation about the string. That is, you can say that, let's say I declare a string one and I will write, this is, it's raining today. It's raining today, and uh, it's raining today since morning. If the rain stops, if the rain stops, then I will go out. Then I will go out. All right, my dear friends. So let's say I run this. I will firstly save this code and then I'm going to run my code on Python. Okay. And yes, I'm getting it's raining today. And if rain stops, then I will go out. All right, my dear friends. So, but if I want to, print my code in the another line, then I will use the notation slash n. Okay. In this way, I will be printing this in the single line and that in the other line. Okay. Obviously, I can do it like this also. I can declare a string to name variable. And if the rain stops, I will go out. I will give input over here. And then I will print differently string one and string two. But if I want to, print this single line, these two lines into different lines, and I will use slash n. The slash n is used for the next line while we are writing the string in Python. All right. So string slash n is used for simply, you can say, the next line. All right, my dear friends. So let me just run this code. So yeah, if the rain stops, then I will go out. It's raining since morning, and if the rain stops, then I will go out. It's printed in the next line. I hope, my dear friends, this was crystal clear to you. So let me just tell you a little bit more about the next line function, okay? So this slash n is used for the next line in case of string, and out, you can say, one will be this my line and the other line will come in the next line after the part written after slash n will be printed in the next line. I hope, my dear friends, this point is also crystal clear to you. All right, my dear friends, now let's just move forward to the string concatenation part. Okay, so let's say, my dear friends, I'm taking the input. Let's say I'm taking I'm taking the string one is simply, I can say, hello, and then I'm taking string 2, simply world. Okay, my dear friends. So then I will write string 3. String 3 is simply equivalent to string 1 plus string 2. Okay, my dear friends. Then I'm going to print the string 3. All right. So let me just run this code and see how the concatenation works. Okay, so yeah, it is printed hello world, and if I want a space, then I can also add over here a space kind of thing, and then I can write over here plus symbol, and then I will save it, so it will be saved with a space. So that is how my hello world is printed, and that is how, my dear friends, the concatenation in string works. That is how, by using this plus symbol, I can add two strings. I can also add the spaces like this, and that is how I'm printing the new string and storing the data in the new string and printing it. All right, my dear friends. So that is how the string concatenation works, and we use simply a plus symbol. But we cannot use it, you can say, let's say I'm writing 3 over here, and then I'm trying to concatenate this. This will simply give me an error, because while we are doing string concatenation, in that case over here, here should be, world, though both types of the string 1 and string 2 should be the string, and only those strings can be added. Yeah, I can also do it like this way. I can also write 3 over here, and let's say I'm writing the word 4 over here, and then I will write 3 plus 4. Then this will be simply performing the simple addition operation in mathematics and will returning me 7. All right, my dear friends. So that is how the string concatenation works, and that is how the code goes. I hope, my dear friends, everything was also crystal clear to you. Okay, with this, let's just move forward to the next part. Okay, so this length string, basically you can say that this length is a function. All right, my dear friends, this length is a function which is used to return the string. Okay, my dear friends, length is a function which is reduced to return the length of the string. Okay, my dear friends, this simply returns me the length of the string. Okay, so let's see how this function works. Let's say I'm having a string 1 simply equivalent to, I can say that hello world. Okay, my dear friends, then I will run the function print length, and then I will write the name of my string, which is str1, and then I will also printing the string. All right, let me just save this code and run this again. So yes, in this case, I'm getting the length of my string is 11. So basically you can say in hello, there are 5 characters, and in the world, there are also 5 characters, including the space between them. So in total, they become 11 characters. So that is how we measure the string length. Okay, if I will increase the spaces between them, it will also count them. Let's say I've added 3 spaces, save it and run it. So it will return me. Still, there are 11 characters. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and yeah, it will include only one space. Okay, and if I will decrease the space between them to 0, in that case I will be getting simply, no, in the previous case I got the answer to be 13. Yes, it included the spaces as well, and in this case I'm getting the answer 10 without including. So that means a single space is included as a single character. I hope, my dear friends, this was also crystal clear to all of you. So that is how we can calculate the length of the string. Okay, my dear friends, now let's just move forward. So now, my dear friends, let me tell you how we can do the another operation of, you can say, indexing in string. Okay, my dear friends. So I'm going to discuss with you indexing in string. Okay, indexing means assigning a single unique number to each and every word in the string, in my complete string. And in Python, in Java, in various languages, indexing are done. Indexing is mainly done to access a particular character on that particular position. So for example, at the index 4, there is, you can say that E written over here. So basically the index of E will be, simply I can say that the at the fourth index, if I will write, so I will be accessing the letter E. Similarly, if I will write the sixth letter, then I will be accessing the letter E. Okay. Similarly, if I will write the index 7, then there will be blank space printed. So indexing is used to access a particular character in case of my strings. Okay. Indexing is done in various languages, like you can say Python, Java, C++. But in Python, simply in some languages, indexing starts from 1. Okay, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But in, you can say, Python, the indexing simply starts with 0. Okay, so if I want to access the, let's say, the C character, so I will write the index to be 0. All right, and simply that character at that position will be printed in my output. Okay, my dear friends. So let me just discuss, and also in indexing, these spaces are also counted. Okay, let's say I'm at seventh index, single space will be stored. If there will be 2 spaces, then there will be, 2 indexes assigned to those. Okay, my dear friends, since over here it is only 1 space, so then it is fine. Okay, my dear friends, now let's just move forward. So let me just tell you about indexing. How does it work? So let's say this is my string 1, and I am writing to this string as the college and days. Okay, my dear friends. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to print simply I'm going to print string 1 and the index position is, let's say, 0. Okay. I will run it like this. I will, print each and every index. Now let me tell you how I'm going to print it. Okay. So yeah. So basically I will write over here index as 1. In the next case, index as 2. In the third case, index as 3, index as 4, then 5, 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, and then 11. I hope I will be able to access each and every index. Now let me just save it and run it. So yeah, college with a space and days is getting printed. All right, I can also write it like that. You can say that I can also add over here that simply the character at index 0 is is I can simply find this character. Okay, my dear friends. So let me just tell you more. If I will include it like this, okay. So let me just write down over here is, and let's say this is my one index. Then I will write down over here. Let's say this is my two index. Okay, and let me firstly add it and then change the value of index one by one. Okay, my dear friends. So let me just add it continuously like this, this, and this, 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 and this. I hope, my dear friends, this was also crystal clear to you. Let me write over here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9, and 10, and I can say 11, then it is 12. I hope, my dear friends, it is also crystal clear to you. So yeah, that is how my output is getting printed in this case. Okay, my dear friends, so that is how the indexing works in Python. I hope you have understood it. That is how I can access, you can say, the various indexes in my Python, and that is generally used, you can say, in type of machine learning purposes. And it is also used in, you can say, while we are working with, we want to access a particular index character, then we use this indexing, and it is very useful thing in Python. Also, you can say that if I want to change the particular character at index, okay, for example, I was having before the point, I was having string 0 is equals to C, okay, but now I want to change it to B. It cannot be, it is not possible in Python. Okay, in some languages, Java, or you can say the another language, C++, they have their own rules. Okay, in those languages it is simply possible, but in this language you can say that you cannot change the character. The index 0 will always remain the same. Okay, my dear friends, so let me just explain it to you with the help of an example now. So let's say I tried to change the string 1 0 to, let's say, I try to change it to B character with the capital B character. Okay, my dear friends. Now if I will be, printing, simply I can say str dot 0, and also if I will be printing my string as well. Okay, my dear friends. If I'm going to print my string as well, so let me just run it. How does it go? So it has given me an error. So the type of error is string objects does not support items reassignment. So basically items assignment is not supported in Python. Okay. And I have to, if I will erase this and I will remove this and then I will try. So yes, this C is printed and then college days is printed. So this is the point that you have to remember, that the string once given as input, these are the basically indexes assigned to it. Let's say it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, my dear friends. So you cannot reassign them like this. This is not allowed in Python. I hope, my dear friends, this was also crystal clear to you all. Now, today we have covered various interesting concepts in Python. You can say that string concatenation we learned about. In my next class, we will be discussing about various functions related to strings in Python. So yeah, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share to my video. Okay. And also I'm going to give you two practice problems, and that answer you have to write to me in the description box. Okay. So write a program to input 5 lines of a story and print them as a single stanza, single stanza, single, you can say paragraph, single paragraph, using the string concatenation function. Okay, my dear friends, using the string, simply using, you have to make use of string concatenation while printing them in a single paragraph. Okay, using string concatenation. Okay, my dear friends. And okay, so you have to do it. And also, my dear friends, I will be discussing this question at the beginning of my next class on Python. Okay, so stay tuned for more, my dear friends, and do write the solution to this homework problem in my comment section. And I will be announcing the names of uh, top three people who will be giving me the answer at first. Okay. So till then, my dear friends, I hope you enjoyed the today's class. We learned about various concepts. Firstly, we learned about strings. Then we learned about the new line function also, and we learned about the length function in Python. Then we learned about string concatenation as well, and then we learned about indexing in string. In my upcoming lectures, we will be discussing about dicing, and we will be discussing about string functions as well. So stay tuned for more, my dear friends. Till then, bye bye. Have a great day.